Hi. So today this video is going to be about breathing with movement. Quite a bit of focus then on the breath, and it then becomes quite a meditative practice. You could perhaps do the block. We will sit towards the end, and you could of course use a cushion, so I'll leave that up to you if you want that. So I'm going to demonstrate for you as we normally do, so I'll do as I normally do. But because we're working with the breath, it may be your breath length is going to be a different length to mine, maybe shorter, maybe longer. And if I'm going to repeat something three times, you might find that you get 4 in, or you might take 3 and wait in mountain pose, Samasthiti, before we move on. Okay, so obviously you can hit the pause button as well, fast forward, rewind, as you choose. So I actually start with a lying down position, and you could of course use block or cushion underneath your head. I don't want to use it though. So let's lie. You could have your knees bent, or you could have your legs extended. And I'm going to bring my hands onto my abdomen. It's that space between the top of the hip bones and the lower ribs. And first of all, we're just going to settle here. See how things are, see how you feel today. Notice what you notice. Have a sense that you are releasing and softening down into your mat. And then begin to focus on the rhythm and flow of your breath, your inhalation and your exhalation, breathing in and breathing out. Easy, comfortable breath, your own breath rhythm, however it presents to you today. And then I'd like you to try and expand your breathing a little, so you feel that you're perhaps filling the body as you breathe in. You're expanding with your inhalation, and with your exhalation you're contracting as the breath leaves the body. So feel each part of the breath as full and complete. So take that long, full, slow inhale, and then exhale all the way. Let the breath go. And then the subsequent breath flows naturally into the body, filling the body. We'll take a couple more. And as you complete, allow your spontaneous breath rhythm to return. See how things are. And we'll come back to that breath with some of our movements. But for now, just have a good stretch where you are and have a sort of a diagonal stretch. So imagine you're making the shape of a cross. So the legs a little wide, the arms a little bit wide. And just expand and open as you stretch. And then just release that as you breathe out. And then we're going to come up to stand. So rolling onto the side and drawing yourself upright in the way that works best for you. And then standing in your mountain mountain pose. So as you stand, make any adjustments that you need to, your hair, your clothing, and then come to stand in that easy, comfortable position that we know as mountain pose or samastiti or tadasana, all the same thing. And feel your breath again, that long, deep breath, inhaling, exhaling. And we'll combine that with movement. So I'd like you to inhale and move just your right arm up alongside the ear or where it's going to be comfortable. It may be a little bit wider, maybe a little bit forward of the ear. Breathe out. Now feel your left foot and your right fingertips as you breathe in and expand. And then breathing out, bringing that arm back down to your side. So we're emphasising that diagonal line here. We'll do the same with the left. So we'll breathe in, left arm up. As you breathe out, perhaps feeling your right foot. Inhale, expand, right foot, left fingertips. And exhale, lowering the arm back to your side. So really coordinating your breathing and your movement so that they are one. Back to the right side. Inhaling. Exhaling. Feeling that left foot, the right fingertips as you expand on the inhale. And exhale, lowering the arm down. And to the left side again. So we'll inhale the left arm. Feel that sense of the diagonal, the right foot to the left fingertips. Expand here. Exhale. Feel that you're just contracting and bringing yourself back to mountain pose. And we'll take one more to each side. Feel that diagonal as you breathe out. And inhale, expand across the body. And exhale the lower the arm back to your side. So last one now, left arm leading here. Expand your diagonal. And exhaling. Back to mountain. Okay, now to see how that's very simple movement, working with your breath, just a simple arm raise, how that affects your mountain pose, your posture. And we're going to lift the heels and bring the arms overhead, and if it's possible for your body today, bring the hands together overhead. If not, make an adjustment that you know is going to work for you. So we inhale, take the arms up sideways, bring the hands together, exhaling here, inhaling again, sense of expansion, exhaling, inhaling, expand, and exhaling, lowering your heels and coming back to mountain pose. Now we're going to come into a forward bend, and at this point it may be that a block's quite useful. If you find that your hands don't easily get down to the floor and you find that you're a little bit adrift, you could use your block here. You don't have to use a block. You can bring the hands down onto your shins, your ankles, if they don't comfortably get down to the floor. Now we're going to do just a forward bend a couple of times, and then we're going to stay. But if you find that you're feeling a little lightheaded or giddy or unwelcome sensations, please repeat it dynamically. So don't stay if that isn't going to serve you. So when we are staying, we really focus on expanding and opening the body, but holding our forward fold. So first 2 times will be inhaling and exhaling down, and then inhaling, coming straight back up. So we'll inhale, and then exhaling, flowing yourself down. Inhaling, drawing yourself back up, and we'll go straight back down again. So exhaling, taking your forward fold, and of course you can soften your knees as much as you need to. Inhaling, coming back up, and then we're going to hold down. So as you exhale, forward fold down. So you can bend the knees, you can have the hands onto the blocks, your shins, the ankles. Now as you breathe in, really let that full in-breath flow. And perhaps coming up onto your fingertips, feel you're flattening the back. And exhale, coming back down. And again, inhale. Exhale, folding back down. Inhale, really fill the chest, expand. Exhale, fold down. This inhale, you're coming all the way back up, inhaling and exhaling, coming back down to Samastiti mountain pose, also called Tadasana. And observe, see how that felt for you. And we're going to come into warrior number 1, and we're going to be stepping forward the left. I usually ask you to step forward with the right to begin with, but we're going to work in a similar way that we did with that arm movement initially. And I want us to focus on the right side to begin with. So let us take the right foot just slightly out, or to whichever position is best for you, and step forward with the left. So the hips, the shoulders are facing forward. And I'm going to bring the left arm into the small of the back. Breathing out first of all. Breathing in, just bringing the right arm up alongside the ear. Breathe out, dropping forward with the knee. And now breathing in, open up. And exhale, breathing out, back to the start. So you can feel that diagonal as you take your inhale, feeling your right calf as well perhaps. There's a real opening on the inhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, open and expand. Exhaling. Inhale, just the arm. Exhaling. expand on your inhale. And exhaling. And this one will be the last one. So releasing the left arm and stepping back. So a moment pause there, see how one side feels. This is asymmetric posture. And then noticing sensations. And we'll work with side two. So let's take the left foot out. Well, when I say the left foot, I should really reiterate that we're taking the whole of the leg out. We're not just flicking the foot round. So the legs at an angle, and then we can step forward with the right. So the hips, shoulders going forward, right arm into the small of the back. Now, I didn't say it on side one, but if this feels a little bit tight for your shoulder, you could have the hand to the hip, or you could just have the hand down to your side. So exactly the same. An inhalation and exhalation as we come forward to warrior one and expand. So feeling that diagonal, feeling that back left calf. So really opening up as you breathe out to the start point. So again, inhaling, exhaling, expand. And exhaling. I'm going to do one more. You may well have got more in. This may be your fourth one. Inhaling, exhaling as we come forward into warrior, expanding. And exhaling. And then you can release the arm and step back. And again, just taking that moment or two to observe your body, observing sensations, and see how you feel. We're going to come into a little bit of a balance. It's not one that we often take. But we'll just start with the star shape. So we did this from lying down after that initial breathing practice. So your feet are approximately 45 degrees. Your legs are turned out at the hips. And then we're going to bring the arms up. So we're making an approximate X shape across here. And whether you have your palms facing or facing away from you doesn't really matter. You just have this sense that you're stretching those diagonals. So the balance is going to be star balance. So you might want to come into it by taking a little hop, bringing the foot down and then lifting the hand. Or you might be comfortable to launch yourself off in one go. So we're really stretching into all of the limbs and then softening your standing knee, coming back, and then when you're ready you can launch yourself off. Remember, you can put your toe down if you want to before lifting the leg. Star balance. So we're really feeling we're stretching away from the midline, opening across the diagonals, and then bringing yourself back down. And you can lower the arms and come back to mountain pose. Okay, so see how that one feels. So I feel quite alert and energized and open. You may have different sensations. So we'll come towards the back of the mat, and you're going to roll down in any way you choose. Make sure you've got your toes on the back of the mat. We're going to do a cat, a dog and a plank. And if you don't fancy, say, the plank, or you don't fancy the dog, do extra cats, or you could stay a breath in your down dog, leave the plank out. So make it your own. But I'm going to guide you through the low cat. So if we start with an all fours position, so we've got a good placement for hands, and perhaps think about taking them slightly further forward. It might just help you ease into the downward facing dog and the plank. And then you can ease the hips back towards the heels. Bringing the chin down towards the chest. And you may be comfortable to bring the forearms down and the forehead. So from here we're going to inhale, come forward into a dipped cat, tuck the toes under, breathe out into downward facing dog. Now you might find your hands are not exactly in the right position. You're going to come through to plank, and then on an out breath come back to your knees, round the back, release the toes and sink back onto your heels. So we're inhaling into the dipped cat, exhaling into downward dog, inhaling, coming forward into plank, down onto the knees, round in the back, hips back to the heels, and we'll take it one more cycle. So inhaling, exhaling to downward dog, inhaling to the plank, and exhaling back down onto your knees. And pause. So we're not going to stay in a hero's pose. We're just going to come down now onto the back. And we're going to take a bridge style movement. We've had pitham, and we're going to work a similar way that we did with warrior one. So let's get started on it. So find yourself comfortably down on your back again, palms flat to the floor. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, as you take your inhalation, just the right arm is going to come up alongside the ear towards the floor behind you, and you need to adjust this arm for you. So if your shoulder is not facilitating the arm by the ear, make sure you've got that arm where you're comfortable. And if the shoulder's really uncomfortable, leave the arm down altogether. So exhale here. Inhale, create your bridge movement. Inhale, expands. Imagine that diagonal again, right fingers, left toes, or heel more accurately probably. And then exhale, rolling yourself all the way back down. Left arm coming up as you inhale and exhale. Inhale, come up into 2-foot support, Dvipada Pitham. Exhale here. Inhale, expand. Exhale, coming back down So the arm and the hips come down together. Straight into the second round. Inhale the right arm. Exhale. Inhale, creating your bridge, 2-foot support. Exhaling here. Inhale, expand and open. And exhale, lowering back down. Arm and hips arrive at the mat at the same time. Inhale the left arm. Exhale here. Inhale, come up into bridge. Exhaling. Inhale, expand and open. And exhale, lowering back down. One more round to do. So the arm on the right side coming up first of all. Exhale as you stay. Inhale as you create your bridge, 2-foot support. Exhale here. Inhale, open. Exhale, returning to the start. Finishing off with the left arm. As you complete the final movement, see how that's landed in your body, see how it feels. And then you're going to perhaps do a little bit of a wiggly movement, perhaps a sway of the hips, or perhaps you might want to take your knees over the chest. And then we'll prepare for an upward leg stretch. So this one we want to be quite firm around the abdomen. We don't want the lower back to unnecessarily arch. We don't want to strain. If you regularly come to class, you'll be familiar with this one, although it is obviously quite some time now since we have been in class. So the first movement is to inhale, take both arms up overhead towards the floor behind you. Second movement is to lift the feet from the floor and take the knees over the chest. And then as you inhale, pressing into the heels, stretch the legs up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, allowing the legs to come wide. Inhale, bringing the legs back towards each other. Exhale, as you release at the ankle, you're bringing the knees back over the chest. Making sure you hold the abdominal muscles so the back doesn't arch. Inhale, the feet to the floor. And exhale, the arms down to the sides. And we'll do a couple more. So it's an inhalation, just bringing the arms back. Exhalation as the knees come over the chest. Inhaling the legs up towards the ceiling, pushing into the heels. Exhale, taking the legs wide. Inhale the legs towards each other. Exhale, knees over the chest. Inhale, the feet to the floor. Exhale, arms back alongside your body. Last set. The arms first. Exhale, the knees to the chest. Inhale, upward leg stretch. Exhale, legs come wide. Inhale towards each other again. Exhale, knees to the chest. Inhale, feet return to the floor. And then exhale, lowering the arms. And then pause there. And see how things feel. And this is the moment where you might want to take some additional movement. It could be a bit of a swaying movement. It could be knees over the chest, Apanasana. But our last position today, when you are ready, when you've taken those additional movements, is going to be seated. And we're going to take a breathing practice. So at this point, do grab your block to sit on if you want to. I'm quite comfortable sitting in hero's pose, Vajrasana. This is how I would choose to be. You could sit with your legs out in front. You can sit cross-legged. Or at this point you might decide you'd rather sit in a chair. So do find your comfortable position somewhere that you can be still. And I'm going to suggest that I show you this one first, and you could continue the practice if you wanted to after I finish this video. So do feel free just to stay there or perhaps come back into Shavasana. So it's called the caring breath, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will remember it. It's a really lovely practice. So I'll do one round slowly, as I want you to take it, and then just remind you of the breathing by doing it a little bit quicker. And we take it with the eyes closed. So when you take an inhalation, you're bringing an arm up. So I've started with the right. And then as you exhale, you're crossing the right arm to the top of the left chest and turning the head to the left. As you inhale, the arm comes back again. You turn your head to the centre and exhale, lowering the hand back to your lap. And then inhale the left, so the left arm comes up. As you exhale, you're turning to the right, so the right hand comes on top of the left hand comes on top of the right chest. Inhale as you come back to the centre, turn the head, the arm comes forward, and then exhale, the arm comes down. So just in really quick time, just to remind you, so it's in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. You're going to do it a lot slower than that. So I'm going to leave that with you, leave you to take that practice. Come to Shavasana if you want to, or leave your practice after you've taken the caring breath. So thank you very much for following along with this video. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'm really hoping that we get to meet up very soon. But for now, namaste. Thank you.